Hey, Computer Science A people, Mr. Good here, and I'm making a quick video just to kind of be a guide to your Computer Science A notebook. So in Google Classroom, you will find an assignment that will make a copy of your Computer Science A notebook for you. So up here, where mine says practice copy, I just made that for myself so I didn't mess with the original. It'll say your name right there automatically, and you'll come down here and type in your name. So I just wanted to show you, basically, we're going to have one of these for each unit part. And I want to kind of go through how to use it. So let's say we were doing 1.1.4. So I'm going to jump to 114. And in here, it has, well, a couple things you'll find in every lesson. One, it's got the title and about how many days it'll take. You know, that can change, but that's a good guess. It has common misconceptions, so like variables cannot modify themselves, even though they can. And then a place for you to put your vocabulary, and then whatever questions I need to see evidence that you did it. So this is basically, instead of having a piece of paper you would turn in like a worksheet in math class, this is how you show you already completed 114 successfully. Then there's conclusion questions, and at the bottom of every one, and this will become the most important part, is for you to summarize ideas that you will need to remember from this section for the AP test in the future, because that's what our goal is, that's what our focus is, even when we're doing individual lessons. So let's say we went to 1.1.4, which is compound assignment operators. My goals are use compound assignment and increment, decrement operators in the program, and describe behavior of program code. So basically, you're going to go through this lesson, and I cannot emphasize enough the importance that you are reading and doing every part of these, even though I only want evidence from number one, a notebook answer to the question, number two, a screenshot, and number 16, screenshots showing your properly commented code. Even though I'm only asking for those, if you just skip around and try to do those, you're going to, one, take way longer to do each part, and two, you're going to miss lots of good information that you are actually supposed to know. I didn't pick number 1 and 2 and 16 because I think that's all you have to know from this section. It's basically the parts that I can tell if you're on the right track or there's something to actually produce on your end, instead of just like reading through it and learning it. So when you go through here and you do these problems, you can see like x was 5, y is x plus 3, z becomes y divided by 2, and print z. Well, z is worth 4. So you're going through there. I highly recommend, when you get these built-in little code things, that you mess around with the numbers. Like, what if I turn this into a 6? What would it do? Ah, it stays the same. That's weird, right? And then you try to figure out why that happened. Anyway, so you need to be reading everything in here. If there's one of these, it's showing you like you can do x equals x plus 1. It adds 1 to the current value and stores it back as x, so it modifies itself. And then there's a semicolon. So go through these. Alright, so anyway, you're going through number 1 here, and it says how can you reference a variable to change its own values? Other operators can be used, so provide 2 examples that do not involve addition. So you'll go to your notebook and you'll be like, okay, for number 1, you could do x equals x times 2, right? And this is to, see how I use that? To multiply the previous value of x by 2 and store it as x. And then you'll go through and and you'll do your other one. I can also say x equals x caret. Where's the caret button? There it is. Oh wait, caret doesn't work. That's a whole Java thing. It worked in Python with star star, but it doesn't work in here. So let's say division. And you'd say kind of the same thing. You multiply or divide. So anyway, I write down my notes in here, and then I go back up to the lesson, and I'm kind of cruising through, right? Rewrite variable review to use one variable x in each of the 3 statements. So you go up here, and this one says take a screenshot. So I want a screenshot of you doing what you're supposed to do in number 2. So I'm supposed to use one variable x in each of the 3 statements to produce the same result. So what that means is instead of using x, y, and z, I can just say, instead of y equals x plus 3, I can reset x to equal x plus 3. Instead of y or z equals y divided by 2, I can say x equals x divided by 2. So basically you keep updating the value of x. You don't have to use other numbers and print them out. I can keep it all x, and your computer's smart enough to go line by line and do it. And you'll see when I run it, oh, poop. What did I do? Well, let's see. Oh, never mind. I didn't need to declare x again, since I already knew it was an integer. There we go. All right. That's error solving. All right, so anyway, my point is, when it says screenshot, you're going to do, on a Chromebook, you will do Shift or Control Shift, and then you'll use the button above number 6. I'm on a Mac, but it's a pretty similar idea. So I'll do this, and then I'll go over here and drag my screenshot in. So say, okay, here's number 2's screenshot. Boom. And it's beautiful, and it showed, oh, that's a different one. There, and it shows that I fixed them all. Okay, and then I know it doesn't say anything until number 16, but like I said, I cannot stress it enough. You need to go through every one of these steps. You're going to be building the skills up and learn and writing down this vocab. You'll go here, you'll take, copy paste into the vocab section and learn what the word concatenate means, which we'll use a lot in this class actually. And then, so you take your time, you go through the whole lesson. I can't tell you how many times I'll have students say, I couldn't do number 16, and I'll be like, well, what did it say, 3 steps before? They'd be like, I don't know, I didn't read 3 steps before. And I'm like, come on, man. So do every step. They are actually well put together lessons. I go through them when I'm trying to figure out what I should make helpful hints on. Do these questions. And just because, here's something else I want to say, just because I only asked for number 1, number 2, and number 16 does not mean that is all you can put in there. Okay, you can put in anything you want. This is your notebook. This is how you are going to prepare for the AP test and any tests and quizzes we do in here. So if you take this quiz here and you say, okay, x equals x plus 2 is the same as this one. If you do this and you want to show, that you got them all right and take a snip of this just as a great summary of all the things we can do, then, one more. Go ahead and do it. Put it in your notebook, okay? You're always allowed to, hey, look at that. You're always allowed to put more in there. So if you want this in there, And sometimes I ask for these. You want to put that in your notebook? Put it in your notebook. It's a great summary. As far as summaries or conclusion questions, once you eventually get down to the end, you'll do this for number 6. You'll do every single step and answer the questions and try the problems. Okay, so once you get to the very end, you're going to copy, paste this right below conclusion questions. And then you'll answer it. So what are the benefits of using a compound assignment? You don't need to create a new variable every time you want to update a value. It's quicker. You could have lots of ideas for that. And then you go back and you'll answer number 2. Notice I used full sentences and punctuation. Like this is an AP class. So, I expect you to be able to write in sentences. How do variable declarations, so you're going to answer those. And then at the end, the summary of ideas for AP test, maybe I want to have, all my things for like x plus equals 2 means x equals x plus 2. You write things that you're going to need later. And if you ever mess up a bookmark or the page divider, go up here, and I put it like, because I don't like that I want every unit thing to start on a new one. Go up here to insert break, page break, and it makes that guy jump to the next page. I'm sure that'll happen at some point. So anyway, this is for you to summarize ideas. So when we get closer to the AP test, or we get to a test or quiz at the end of 1.1, you're going to be able to look at these summaries like, 10 minutes before you take this test, and you're like, okay, I need to remember that, I need to remember that, and you just scroll through, and it is great. And if you can summarize, it'll help you understand it better. Same with if you can explain it to a friend. So anyway, that's an overview of Notebook. Once again, you have to do the parts I put in there. That's kind of like my check on your lesson, but you are always welcome to put more. And this is for you, and you are going to use this notebook basically every day. It becomes your buddy. So anyway, that's that. Talk to you later.